I'm going to say a big hello to everybody. We're back again, and I know it's thrilling and exciting and such a blessing to be able to do this, and especially to be able to do it with such wonderful, beautifully talented singers, songwriters, artists, and today's no exception. So we're back again with another great episode of Uncharted Alabama. We have Jamie O'Neal. Without further ado, Jamie O'Neal today. Woo!
Thank y'all. Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely.
This is such a great space.
Yes.
I'm excited to talk to you.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's awesome to have you here. And I think what's so interesting is something always usually comes up when we start talking, when I say, tell us a little bit about like just what you would say about just kind of how you came into music and your background a little bit. You know, just people can read and they see interviews and things, but usually we come up with something that kind of comes out that's like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Kind of situation. I mean, people know you, but what
it's for me it was a family thing.
Exactly.
My parents sang, and then
Right.
we wanted to be up on stage as kids, and we're like, we want to be up there too. You know, we're bored sitting here watching you sing every night. Let us do it.
Right.
Let us take a chance.
Yeah.
And then kind of like, you know, cut to we're a permanent part of the act.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're playing fairs and festivals with artists like Alabama,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
getting to meet and play with our heroes, you know, and
you understand the family dynamic too.
Yeah,
There's a, you know,
yeah.
they're cousins, Alabama, like cousins,
Right.
but still there's a dynamic to it of harmonies and
Yeah.
different things like that. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's
I
the same with you
love
guys.
harmony that groups. I mean, Alabama, of course, the Gatlins, the
Yes.
Oak Ridge Boys. And it's so cool to get to go do the Opry, and you know the Gatlins be on there, or
Yep.
the Oak Ridge Boys. And
Exactly.
I haven't done the Opry yet with Alabama. That would be
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
But I've played with Randy a couple times. And
Yeah. So you know, travel with your family and played, and then how did you like just make that I'm doing my own thing? Was that like a conscious thing, or just did someone coach
I
you
think it was
into
then
that?
my parents getting divorced, you know, really split up the family
Yeah,
act.
yeah.
And then my dad and I were a duo for a little while.
Oh, okay.
And then I went solo.
Yeah.
And it was mainly like my life would take me in a direction and I would go over here. But it was always led by music, kind of like a stepping stone to,
Yeah.
you know,
Your
I mean,
path.
my total path to Nashville is so crazy
Yeah.
when I think about it, because I was here as a kid and as a family act, and us trying to get people to believe in us and
Yeah.
sign us as a family act and all those kinds of things,
Yeah.
and recorded with different people. And then, you know, kind of the solo thing what led me back was writing and recording in Australia. And my mom sent a demo tape to Larry McFadden.
Oh, okay.
And Larry McFadden, who played bass for Mel Tillis, was best friends with Harold Shedd,
Yeah,
who
Harold-
produced
Who
Alabama.
produced Alabama? That's
So
right.
Harold
I
actually
did not know that connection. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Harold brought me over to write for him
Okay.
at the Music Mill. And I had a 3-month kind of like, I guess, audition
Yeah.
trial period, 3 months of show us what you can do as
Yeah.
a writer.
Yeah.
And then they picked up the option, thankfully. But so, you know, Music Mill, it's just,
Oh.
maybe not now because it's NSAI, but at that
Yep.
time, Music Mill was Jim and Joe, it
Yes.
was Harold Shedd, it
Yes.
was Alabama plaques everywhere, you know, a little bit of Billy Ray thrown in
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
And
exactly.
people would come in to record, and I would be in a writing room downstairs, and people would come in to record in the you know, they had the A and B studios.
Yeah.
And I was just, I was in my element, just wide-eyed and like, who am I going to meet next? Who am I going to sing for? And who am I going to write with? And, you know, I just worked really hard.
I just learned something. That
Yeah.
is so cool.
Yeah.
That you have that connection.
If I could have slept there, I would have slept there. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
like the porch and the whole vibe of just this,
The vibe.
the big log cabin,
Yes.
you know, which is still there
Yes.
in Music Row. If
Yep.
they ever knock that down, I'm going to bawl my eyes
It's gonna
out.
make me sad.
It should never go away.
No.
It should be a law that it can never go
We'll
away.
go march if they do.
Yeah, we'll
go
pick
stand
it.
out there with signs if they
Right.
decide to
No one
tear
will
down.
care, but
No,
you and I will be out there.
Exactly. Well, and
No,
now
we
it's
could
hard.
get a lot of people to care, actually. We
Oh
could
no,
get-
I think
yeah.
so. Listen,
Yeah.
it's one of the few things still kind of there because
know.
I mean, you go there now and some of the landmarks.
Oh, my
it's just
gosh.
like I'm not really sure where I am.
Yeah.
Used to I could look and go, okay, here's this. Okay, I turn here. now it's like you're looking at all these skyscrapers and stuff.
I
So,
know.
one thing I wanted to mention, just kind of as we're kind of like moving into sort of like the music part of it is, I won't do anything without you, or I'm not going to do anything. Yeah.
Randy Van Warmer.
Yes.
He wrote one of
So go ahead, say it. I was going to say that. Yeah.
Well, remind
I'm
me.
in a hurry.
Yes.
So for
one of
trivia,
my
everybody,
favorites.
here we go for trivia. We have
6 degrees of
6 degrees again of separation.
Yeah.
But what's so interesting to me is Randy Van Warmer, he writes, I'm in a hurry.
I love
Okay.
it. Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely. And he had hits in his own right.
Right.
Of his own singing.
Beautiful voice.
But then I, just kind of like
Not going to do anything without you.
Yeah. And so you and Mark Wills, which is beautiful, has a great vibe to it.
Thank you.
How did that come about with you guys?
I was newly signed to Mercury.
Uh-huh.
Keith Stegall signed me over there, and they had Mark Wills.
Yep.
And they thought they had that song. I can't remember if they had it for Mark.
Okay.
Or if they found it for my project. I guess they asked Mark, do you want to sing with this new artist that's on Mercury? And thankfully he said yes.
Yeah.
And so we did a different kind of a version on each one of our albums at that time.
Yeah.
It was my first album. And
yeah,
I love that song.
It's so cool. But because Mark, right, he sings the first verse on his.
Right.
And then you sing the first verse on your album. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I thought that's what, I thought
Yeah.
that's what I remembered.
So that was pretty cool to do different versions.
Yeah.
But that is the ultimate, when people ask me to sing at their wedding, they'll ask my husband and I to sing that song.
Oh,
so we've done it like at 5 weddings or something.
Oh, wow. That's and Mark, he actually was our first episode.
Oh, nice.
He did our first episode for Uncharted Alabama. So
That's
I
awesome.
was, and he's like Mr. Uber Alabama fan with like deep cuts.
Who isn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
Yeah, he is.
I just remember them when I was, I don't know, 13 or something like that. That what I loved was, because I loved all kinds of music.
Yes.
And those guys, they weren't necessarily wearing, the cowboy hat, the belt buckle, the boots, the iron jean. They didn't have that
no starch.
Image. No starch. There was not a can of, what was that stuff called?
Yeah.
On the bus at all.
Yeah, exactly. Nowhere. No starch. Nowhere.
And they had long hair. And to me, I mean, I loved Randy.
Yeah.
He was hot.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, well, I don't like to use the word was. I hate that.
I get it.
I'm sure he still is.
Yes,
I've not seen him in a while.
Yes.
But very good looking guy.
Yeah.
And, when you're a teenager like that, and they're like the long hair and those kind of, I don't want to say rebellious, but Southern rock t-shirts.
Absolutely.
That was like, that's the look I like.
Yeah.
These guys are rocking, but they're still country. And they, fiddle was on so many songs or sung about.
Yes.
And so it's instantly, a fiddle is a happy sound. You know what I mean?
I do.
So their songs were just feel good.
Yes.
And that's what I remember as a teenager.
Yeah.
Is just like, being lost in that vibe. That was the sound that I loved. I loved Eddie Rabbit too for the same reason.
Yes.
Long hair, good looking.
Yes.
Rocker.
Yes. And had that
and really crossover.
It is.
Because I don't even necessarily think about it as just that one genre of country.
No.
They were mainstream to me.
Yeah, and I think that, and I love that you said that, because I think that is one of the coolest parts of it. Was, you had your parents that maybe liked it because it was sort of like, okay, it's kind of like country, if you want to call it that, or what they were singing about. But at the same time, younger kids, like you were saying, that because of the way they looked, they didn't fit the bill of like standing up there in their outfits. They were all just like, hey man, and again, that came from them playing in the bars and trying to figure out how to entertain people. But I love that you said that, because that is a huge part, I think, of the connection that people have, because they just look like guys up there. They just look like guys up there singing. But like you said, they had everything from like fiddle, but then they've got electric guitar, and they've got drums and drum solos. And then in live shows, they've got bass solos. Teddy's up there, and I'm like, I don't really know of any many artists that you're
doing
like,
a bass solo. Can't wait for that bass solo.
Exactly. But it's one of the huge parts of their live show.
Yeah.
And so everybody kind of had their moments of
they were a band.
Musicianship. Yes.
They were a band.
Yes.
And when I try to think of I can think of vocal groups.
Right.
But band wise, can you think of any other band?
Not self-contained, where it literally was, we're doing that. And at one time, Jeff, he's playing electric guitar then he's playing the fiddle. He played keys. I mean, he had stuff
Yeah.
spun around the guitar, and he's playing the
I
intro to
know.
Old Flame, and
Yeah.
I mean, just things like that. When I was a kid, thinking about it and watching them play, you take it for granted because you're just
Yeah,
like,
you
this
don't
is so fun.
realize.
It's awesome.
Right, yeah.
But then now, for several years now, you go back and look at things, and I think, man, that was something. Like that
Yeah.
was really something unique and different.
Yeah.
With regards to them being, like I said, self-contained and, playing all the instruments and everything. So, yeah.
Right.
So,
And now they probably have to have, well, we know they have to have
yes,
more musicians
absolutely.
to
Fill
cover that
spot.
sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like you start.
Who I know as
Yes,
well. Well,
yeah.
they know, all the stories now, being out on the road as
absolutely.
much. Are they still touring?
They're still touring.
And Megan's out there and everything?
Megan's out there.
Wow.
Yeah. So tell me, so you have a really cool connection with Megan. Did you know her name's Owen now? She married my cousin.
I would say Megan Mullins.
Yes.
She married, that's your cousin?
Yes.
No, now see, that I did not know.
Yes.
And did
yes.
not put two and two together.
Yes. So
Wow.
married a cousin. And so, yeah.
I'm so happy for her happiness.
Absolutely.
Because
Beautiful
I
babies.
met her when she was 17.
Yeah.
And she is a virtuoso. But when you have a 17-year-old come over and be that confident and be that talented and just like blew me away. And with the voice, she sang and came out on the road with me and played fiddle and mandolin. And then her mom was my nanny when I had Aaliyah, my daughter, who's now 22. So Jeannie, her mom, would be in the back with flashcards. And she's so smart, and she's probably doing the same with her granddaughters.
I'm sure with girls.
Oh my gosh, she taught her to read very early. If it wasn't for, Aaliyah called her Nene, not Jeannie. She called her Nene, so we call her Nene still.
How could?
Yeah.
Again, another connection as you kind of travel through careers and touring and all these different things. Just the people that are just good, solid people. And Megan and her family.
You can't wait. Then when you run into them, you're so happy.
Yes,
you're
not
feels like family.
Absolutely, and it always does.
Yeah,
and that's honestly the first time I ever met Megan was when she was working on Nashville Star. She was the house band,
right?
And it may have been around kind of the same time that you're talking. But I ever since then, from that moment, I was just like, what a sweetheart. So she and my mom have been writing songs.
Oh wow!
And so my mom has found sort of like an interesting, outlet, in
that.
life. Yeah. And so just a fun, fun little thing. But again, Megan just being such a sweetheart of, just she can play anything. My mom doesn't. My mom plays the piano a little bit, but Megan's kind of helped with the musician part of it and being able to write everything.
Did your mom go on the road with your dad?
She does
in
now.
those days?
Yeah.
Oh, she does
when
now.
we were all kids and at home.
She stayed home with you.
Three of us, and she was at home. But yes, for the last several years, she's out there traveling with Dad.
That's cool.
and keeping things in order for him and all that good stuff, so he can just get up there and sing and
yeah, exactly. Doesn't have to think about that.
Yeah, and you got to have somebody that's sort of like your solid, whoever that person is, but you got to have somebody that just kind of helps you, so you can get up there. You got
to corral. Well, I have to corral my husband. He goes out on the road with me, and
you're the corraller. Okay,
I'm just I've told you 10 times. Gate B10.
right.
Gate B10. Right. I'll see you there.
Yeah. So you're the corraller in the relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with the band too. I'm like, who's not here?
Yeah, exactly. How does it feel to have a song that you've written, like There Is No Arizona? To me, it's one that it doesn't matter where we are. It's something that people are like, oh, and then they start singing along. Like, tell me a little bit about just like when you wrote that, how the idea came about, because it's just one of those songs that literally, and you have many great songs, but I'm just saying to have one that somebody's hero as well. And when I think about Angels, you have many songs, but that one is one in particular, karaoke. If people are like, this is my jam when I get up and sing, then it's a song that will forever be and forever. So
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think first of all, it's such a gift to have a song like that people remember you for. That's your breakout song.
Yes. Yes.
It's the feeling of people singing your song back to you. That to me, there's nothing like that feeling. It's very addictive.
Yes.
And just like applause is very addictive.
Yeah.
Just that connection though that you make with people early on. And I remember it came out in 2000. And at that time, people were still writing letters. Nowadays, you'd have like emails
Yes.
or direct message into Instagram or something like that, Messenger. But in those days, I would get letters, and I read every one of them. And there were so many stories, or people coming through meet and greets.
Yes.
Of, people wanting to tell you their stories. I was with him for so long, and I never figured out that he was lying to me, and this, that, and the other, and the heartbreak that they've been through, you know. And I would just think, as a new artist, I was just like, I didn't even know what to do.
Was it kind of overwhelm you a little bit?
Overwhelming, and a little bit of that imposter syndrome that they talk about, where you just think, I am not worthy of you telling me your life story about heartbreak, whether it's losing someone or the mom and the nursing home and somebody's hero. It's very emotional to me to hear that. I was like, I almost feel like what a psychiatrist must feel like, but yet they're able to
dissociate a little bit from it.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
you're
as
like, no,
a songwriter and a singer, you don't.
You can't.
You cry along with them is what the feeling is.
Yeah, it's very emotional. I've heard my dad talk about that a lot, where and all the guys, but there's that connection to it. And sometimes it's a song.
A human connection.
It is. And and sometimes it's a song that you may not have been a single.
Right.
And they may say, this song changed my life.
Yeah.
And and you think, oh, okay, well, that's fascinating. I mean, you don't know, like you said, sometimes you're overwhelmed. You don't know, like, okay, what to do or how to handle it. But and then you realize the impact that the music has on everyone.
Right.
And at that point, it's just, but it can be kind of, jarring sometimes because you just think, oh, a song that I sang had this much of an impact in someone's life or helped them get through, whatever it is that's going on. Speaking of music, helping people get through things that are going on, you had a really great, you did a cover of All By Myself.
Oh, yeah.
In Bridget Jones' Diary.
Yeah.
Which is, to me, one of a great film moment. How did that come about?
That is such a strange story in a way. And I think it has to do with, I'd like to say thanks to Celine Dion for charging too much money.
Perfect.
So therefore, they needed to look for a new person who would do it for next to nothing.
Right.
Because I think, honestly, it was like to get the use of that song was going to be so much money. They looked for an artist within the family of Universal. I don't know if it was called Universal, distribution.
Who knows
of
at that
movie.
time?
At that time, I can't even. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah,
but they pitched the idea of me doing it, and I had to watch the scene of Renee Zellweger.
Okay.
Who had already done the scene, and I had to sing it. To match her, and so I had a little TV set in my booth, my vocal booth. Yeah, and
that's crazy.
Yeah,
because that's not. It would be different. It was like a spoken word song,
right?
This is a belting.
Yeah,
like you're belting it out.
Yeah,
beautifully. Let me say that's not
one of my favorite things I've ever done, because also I love that song.
Yeah,
I love Eric Carmen. I love that song.
Yes,
and so it was a no-brainer to me. It's like, hey, they're looking for an artist. This would be in this movie. It's like I couldn't say yes fast enough.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I got to go to the premiere and meet them all, and that was
cool.
another really cool moment for me. And there's a lot of people who don't know that I sang it, so it's cool that anyone brings it up and I get to talk about it, because it was an amazing experience.
I think that's one of the coolest things, though, with music and putting, whether you're writing the song and singing it or whatever, but it's you have something that you've put into the world that's there,
right?
That that you're here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And some of them are huge hits, and some of them may just be your favorite songs you've ever written. But it's neat that's your contribution, to like your own legacy. You know?
Yeah.
And so,
I love that.
But yeah, so and in talking about legacy, what you were talking about coming in, you said you were listening to Alabama. What do you remember, like the first song? I know you were talking about how they looked, but do you remember the first song that you kind of felt like, oh, was it a ballad, or was it a little more rockin', or?
I think probably Mountain Music.
Okay, yeah.
That and Song of the South.
Oh yeah, sweet potato pie and shut my mouth.
That's a line. It's like no one will ever forget that line. You know what I mean? It's just and then
Absolutely.
to sing it and yet still be cool.
Yeah.
You know, and
Exactly.
cross over and do
Yeah.
all those things. And sweet potato pie, that cracks me up because that's not something we eat in Australia.
Right,
And
right.
I grew up with an Australian mother
Okay.
and a New Zealand father.
Okay.
And certain things you wouldn't eat and you couldn't imagine. Sweet potatoes would be a vegetable.
Yeah,
It's
right.
not going to be a dessert.
Right.
You know
it's
what I
not
mean?
going to be
It's
something you look forward to at Thanksgiving.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Well, and
Exactly.
pumpkin pie too.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, they,
yeah.
they don't do pumpkin pie over there.
Okay. Okay.
And so many things that I grew up not eating, but then learned to love.
Right.
You know, I married someone from East Tennessee.
Of
So I had
course.
all those things at every holiday. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is new. This
Yeah,
is new.
hey,
Hadn't tried this.
let's try
What's the
this.
recipe for this? Oh my gosh.
Quick sponsor break. Thank everybody for helping us do what we do, and then we'll be right back. And now we want to send out a huge Uncharted Alabama thank you to our sponsor, Gibson Guitars. Thank you guys for helping us keep the lights on.
Your vision deserves more than ordinary.
Audio recording.
Cinematic music videos.
Professional photography.
One creative destination. Endless possibilities. Need to record your next song? Film a killer music video? Capture stunning photos for your brand, project, or career? Durant Studios brings over 20 years of professional production experience to your story.
Audio video photography. Create louder. Look better. Stand out.
Durant Studios! Where creativity comes alive.
We're back. Thank you to our sponsors. I didn't forget, Melissa. We're good. We're back. Again, so excited to have you. And
So
I love what
excited
we're
to be
talking
here.
about. I love the conversation
I
because
know.
that's, again, what I feel like is missing so much in just everything going on. That people are
Yeah.
just talking,
Yeah.
finding a connection, whatever that connection point is. So,
Right.
did you actually open for Alabama?
No.
Okay.
Well, we've been on shows when I was a kid.
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
on shows that they were on, but it
Okay,
wasn't like
gotcha,
a
like the
direct.
bill.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Like
gotcha.
sometimes it'll be a bus is coming in and they're playing that night, and you're
Yes.
pulling out because you played last night.
Yes,
You know, it's that
exactly.
kind
A
of thing.
festival or something
And
like
I
that. Yeah.
remember seeing your dad in person, like looking out the window, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, that's Randy Allen!" And I don't know what he was doing. He might have been going for a walk or a run or something like that. You know, did he go for
Just
runs?
not really, but
Some
walk.
people would go and they
Yeah.
would jog around, because
Yeah.
they have to get that out of them before they
Yeah.
go down for the day. Because
Yeah.
it's a long day of
Oh,
sitting at the
sitting.
venue and waiting on sound check and hearing
Yep.
the snare and the kick, and then and laying in your bunk wondering when you're going to get called.
It
you know,
is. And if the show's running long, or this person's
Yeah.
doing, or this person didn't show up.
and that's true too.
You never know. That's one of the funniest parts about it. May not be funny at the time, but that people don't realize about a touring musician and all the different things, they just think about, jump on stage and sing.
Yeah.
And that is, but there's so much to the traveling and the getting there and the hotels and this and that and
waiting to jump on stage and
waiting.
sing. The
Yeah.
waiting, it really is the hardest part.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
that's when the fun starts.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all the lead up to that can be tedious,
It can be.
and a little boring sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's the
It's
life.
just part of it. It's part of it.
You talked about when I came in here that you
Yes.
listen to someone sometimes.
Yes.
And that is one of my favorite songs I've written in the last 6 years.
Someone sometimes
Yeah.
you guys need to. I'm sure you've already heard it, but if you haven't, you need to go check it out with John Paul White, who is a fellow Alabamian. So we're going back to
Yes.
Uncharted Alabama. He's he and Jason Isbell, who's also from Alabama. They did a cover of Old Flame,
Oh wow.
and it was sort of like an independently released album, like a tribute album to Alabama. It was called High Cotton.
Oh cool.
And they did, and it was a very different, which I loved it, but it was a very different version of Old Flame.
I'll have to check that out.
But Jason Isbell and John Paul White. But John Paul, love.
Both are great.
Tell me specifically. I want to hear about your album.
On the new album, wanted to do definitely country.
Yep.
and we went through that little phase where, you couldn't have fiddle and steel, and which I just thought was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And for some of the instruments to go away, that's why I think there's been such a resurgence now, and I absolutely love it.
Yes.
You remember the days when they practically made Blake Shelton,
Yeah.
or not practically,
Yeah.
take off his cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah.
Cut his hair,
yeah.
and all those kinds of things.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like when the cowboy hats came back and all the ultra cowboy Western thing came back, I was so happy.
Oh, yeah.
And again, we're hearing steel, dobro,
Yes.
fiddle. And so I threw all that on this album.
Yeah,
It's got
amazing.
so many instruments on it.
Yeah.
And Jason Roller, he's incredible and played.
Did he play all of them? Because Jason can play basically
Yeah, he played acoustic,
everything.
banjo,
Yeah.
Mando, and fiddle
Oh, wow.
on the album.
And he can sing,
And
too. He can harmonize. That's the
he's
other
so
part. He's
good.
got that
He didn't
nice
sing
little
on the
high-
album, but he did all those.
But
and
if you need it, he's there if you need that.
he is there and a real sweetheart, too.
Yeah, he is a super sweetheart. Well, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
where can people find it? Where would they be able to find it?
Well, you can order it on
Yep.
Amazon
Yep.
if you want the actual, and to read the liner notes, which is
Yes.
always fun.
Absolutely.
And on my website,
Yes.
I have some new merch on there. And then, of course, on all the DSPs,
Yeah, all the stuff,
all the places.
things. We'll put all that. We'll put all that
Yeah.
on the screen
Thank you.
and everything, so people can know where to find you and
Yeah.
and listen and see and
I'm not
come watch you.
hiding. You can find me pretty much.
So I want to hit. I know we talked about there is no Arizona. When I think about angels, that we can't not. Alabama's got a song, "Angels Among Us." Angels are a great theme. I think we
Yeah.
all need to talk about it more and have
Yeah.
that great spirit and vibe. Talk about those kind of things more and
Yeah.
the blessings and thank God for all the wonderful things that in our lives and
Definitely.
helping us get through all of this. So, how did that song come about? How did that?
I wrote it with Roxy Dean
Okay.
and Sonny Tillis. We had started dating. She was dating the guy that she married, Kyle T. Jones.
Okay.
And I was dating Rodney Good, who I married.
Right, exactly.
And we were talking about how when you're first dating and it's the first 6 months,
yeah.
it's just like everything reminds you. You go past a restaurant, oh, that's where we have lunch, or oh, he took me there, and everything reminds you of them. And so that's how that got to, to be talking about something, a thought that led you to this, that led you to this, that led you back to them.
Right.
Because your brain just keeps going back to this person.
Yeah.
And on my album, though, it's dedicated to my dogs because it is.
Yeah.
Because
I love it.
my dogs are like angels, I think. Dogs are like angels. I feel like they get you through hard times. They teach you about love. They're always there. They're companions. And when they're gone, you really feel it when they're not around. And so I was just like, I'm going to dedicate this to my dogs. And it'll always be that song that reminds me of how lucky we are to have those little angels in our lives.
So I did not know that about that song. And that makes it mean even more to me because I was just telling the story about my parents with their golden retrievers and just lost their last one, and then they just adopted Gramps, who's the elderly beagle, and
He sounds awesome already.
I know. I'm gonna have to. I want to get a pic. We'll have a picture in the episode. I'll text you a picture, just so you can see him laying in front of the fireplace.
Yes.
At my dad's feet. The fact that you dedicated, when I think about angels, to the dogs, like that's a.
There's a photo of them
love it.
on the album. That's
Okay.
like my one that was in heaven, and the one that I had then, who's now in heaven. That I got with my, at the time, boyfriend, and now he's my husband.
And now he's your
we
husband.
got him. And
How crazy though is that you guys were both dating the guys that you ended up marrying.
yeah.
So it's a true
Yeah.
story song. But then, so.
But then we
that's-
went men shmen.
Yeah, you're like,
It's about
whatever.
the dogs.
The dogs are much better. Yeah,
Exactly.
Unconditional. They don't really,
They don't let you
frustrate
down.
you. Yeah,
They never let you down.
Yeah, they're not
They
gonna
don't do
leave.
annoying things like the men can. can.
No, absolutely. So yeah, that's awesome.
It would be a different song now, I'll tell you that. After, I always say that when I'm on stage. I'm like, this would be a whole different song now after being married for 26 years.
Exactly. I know, you're like, it's funny, right? The perspective,
Yeah.
it changes things a little bit. So yeah.
Definitely.
Well, speaking of perspective, I also want to know, because with the depth of your career and still writing and singing and playing and entertaining, and what do you feel like, or what do you hope for your legacy to be?
Oh man. Well, I would definitely say I think having family is the most important thing, and obviously my daughter is sitting right here.
Yeah.
She's 22, just graduated college, and she's a
Congratulations.
singer-songwriter too.
Awesome.
And so to me, I guess just watching her continue on doing music is
Yeah.
probably top of my list.
Yeah.
But as far as what I've done, I just think putting out music that people remember and people want to sing along to and still want to hear, and I still get to perform. And hopefully just having songs left behind that make people feel good, you know, like some of my songs are more emotional, I guess, you know, and more of mid tempos, not the up tempo, real fast paced, but I think I have some kind of story songs that people tend to like. So I feel like it's so important that they can take my lyrics and take them back to their own lives, and you know, that it means something.
That it means something.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, at the end of the day, if
Yeah.
you've done something, which you have, that means something to someone, and
Right.
people that you've never even met,
Yeah.
but you've made a difference in their life. You've written a song that helped them through a difficult time, or,
yeah.
or you know, or whatever. Like you said, you and your husband are singing. You're singing at weddings. You know, people are like, "This is my wedding song," you know, or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's a soundtrack to someone's life.
I agree.
And so that's fantastic. But listen, I know you say you hope that's what your legacy is, but it already is your legacy. People are
thank
already
you.
doing those things.
Thank
So
you.
to you, just kind of like, again, being an amazing artist in your own right, and just understanding music and all of that from various different levels, songwriting, performing, everything, what do you feel like is the most lasting part of Alabama's legacy?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, just, you know, and is there right or wrong? It's just,
I mean, I think it's their ability to, you know, they didn't write all of their music, but I think their ability to make other people's songs sound like they're theirs, and to always, like you said, when you go and play a show, and everyone can go to the show and leave there feeling really happy.
yeah.
You know, those songs that make you feel good and take you outside of yourself, to whether it's an era that they remember back when the song was a huge hit,
Yeah.
or maybe I'm sure they have young people in the crowd who have just discovered their music.
Yeah.
It still makes them feel that certain way that's happy and loving life.
Yep.
And we need that right now, especially. And people
Amen.
need an escape.
Yeah.
And I think, well, first of all, we also talked about the fact that there is no other band.
Yeah.
I don't think another band can come along and be as iconic as Alabama will always be, because what they did, and at the time that they did it, there was no one like them, and there still really isn't. So
Yeah.
that would be my answer.
I think it's amazing.
Who else are you going to compare them to?
Listen, you know, like I said, the podcast itself is a love letter to fans, to the band, to my dad, to just my whole upbringing, honestly. I mean, really, just my whole life has been this. I was born in 1977.
I want to
don't
do a
mind saying that.
podcast just so I can interview you. I want to hear the stories. I want to know everything.
Hey, you know, that's I think one of the most unique parts of it is looking back, and you know, like I said, I've done started thinking a lot lately, and as we all get older, you start thinking, you know, a little more nostalgic with things, and that's one of the most interesting things, is being a kid and then kind of realizing, like, oh, these people know who my dad is, you know, or you know, or they know who Alabama is, just that sort of understanding of, like, or not understanding what exactly is going on. Okay, this big building, they're playing, you know, it's a really unique,
Connecting the dots, but realizing the lasting impact that they have had and your dad has had as being the front person of the band. I'm sure he gets recognized even now everywhere he goes.
Oh yeah, as long as he's got facial hair, even if it's gray,
totally.
that's kind of the signature.
And I have one other funny story.
No,
too.
I want to hear it. Let's hear it.
I was playing a show. It was Randy Owen. I want to say, I think Wade Hayes was there. Wade Hayes,
probably. Yep.
Larry Stewart from Restless Heart.
Was this in Charleston, South Carolina? Possibly.
And Richie McDonald. Were you there?
No, I was not there, but I feel like this was. But anyway, go ahead. Yes, okay. I just feel like I remember the show with them on there. Yes.
Yeah, and so it was like, I don't remember if it was a Christmas show, but at the end of our round, we were in the round together in this theater. And I was on the left-hand side, and my husband plays guitar for me, so he was on the left-hand side. And we'd finished, but then Randy was like, let's go down to the front. Everyone come down the front. We're going to sing. I can't even remember what song it was.
Yeah.
But we were going to sing a song together and get the crowd to sing it. And so we all got up from our chairs.
Yeah.
And when Rodney, my husband, who's a huge Alabama fan, when he got up and went to walk down the front, he tripped over his guitar. And it went smashity smash, spring.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Strings going everywhere.
As loud as it could be, yes.
And we went and did the song, but there's the guitar laying in pieces.
Yeah.
That's how we ended the night.
Perfect.
So we'll never forget that show.
Oh no, absolutely. I was gonna say there's no quiet way to trip over a guitar.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't matter. It's like walking through broken glass or something. Like there's no way you can not hear that. So
I think what was funny
he didn't hurt himself though, right?
Nobody over here really noticed that it had gone on. It was just us, and it was me going. Oh, because I knew what my husband was thinking at the time, but we still went down and we sang and finished out the show. But that's the last time we played together. I got to play on the same stage with him, with Randy, and it was amazing.
Yes. And then also, like we said, the country music cruise.
Yeah,
you've done that a few times, and I know Mom and Dad. My mom enjoys going and doing that.
I love it.
It's pretty like laid back and
everybody goes and sees each other's shows and hangs out.
Yes.
And just,
it's like a camaraderie community and I don't know, my dad just seems really like laid back when he goes into, it's not like you feel like all the pressure's on you. Right. You get to go see other people play and then, you know that it's just, you're there with people who are happy to see you and the other artists are all happy to see each other. And so, it's just it's a great vibe. And you're not having to go, okay, now we got 800 miles to the next show.
Right, yeah. No, you just get a pina colada and wander around in your flip-flops.
You're in your flip-flops and maybe pajamas till showtime. And then,
possibly.
That's, it's okay, We actually are talking about trying to do, or actually we're talking to someone about possibly doing an Uncharted Alabama cruise.
Oh my gosh.
Where it's kind
Sign me up.
It will be fun. I promise you that. It'll be fun and laid back, just like a cruise should be, but several fun things that we kind of have some ideas for, and
that would
maybe
be
maybe a few songs here and there, but just kind of fun stuff. So I'll keep you posted. Just congratulations on just a wonderful continued career.
Thanks.
And amazing music and beautiful. Let me. I was say beautiful voice, beautiful everything. I want to throw this in there too. I want to say this. You came, and I think this speaks to you as just a person as well. And you helped us out at a fundraiser for our son's school a few years ago. It was like 2020, right? But it was really, honestly, right before the pandemic hit.
Wow.
It was like
what
January.
It was January.
It was January,
okay, wow.
And literally in March, school shut down, and they didn't go back to school after spring break. But you came, and that
was an incredible show.
It was amazing. But you came. It's not like you had kids' school there. And you helped us raise money. We're a public school, and you came
great.
and just. But I wanted to tell you, we literally had the youngest person that was there, and then like some of the moms and everything. They could not believe that you were there.
Wow.
They literally were just like, Jamie O'Neal is here.
What?
Like you? Oh no, I'm not kidding. They're like, this was my life. This is my life. One of the girls, she was your daughter's age then. So, and she was just like, she had come home from college and she was there with her parents, and She's like, Jamie O'Neal is my favorite. She's like, that's
so
what I
sweet.
blast in my car. So I think even just something like that, like it was just such a cool and unique experience. But the fact that you came and helped us out just speaks to you being
Well, of
an awesome
course.
person, but an awesome
I think it's so
talent
important
too.
to give back, you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
we're doing something that's pretty easy, coming out and singing a few songs.
Right.
I don't think of it as a huge sacrifice, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Really?
No, well,
So I
but-
appreciate you saying thanks, but it's like, why wouldn't you do it if you're home and you're off and you have the time?
yeah.
You know.
Well, I just appreciate it and
Of
and
course.
speaks to your heart, and so
Thank
it
you.
was a wonderful evening.
Anytime. Anytime you need something.
Hey, listen, we get the Uncharted Alabama cruise going. We're gonna be cruising. How about
Yeah.
that? We're gonna bring you guys.
Oh yeah.
Just an awesome time, and thank you again for taking the time to come here, and
Thank
we love to
you.
have you again. I mean, it's
Sorry I was late and I came in the
no.
back door instead of the front.
Oh, you come in whatever door you need to get in, and you get here whenever you get here. It's all good. I just appreciate you being here, and everybody out here is going to appreciate
Glad to be
hearing
here.
your stories.
Such a great
and,
studio, too.
yeah.
What a
Oh,
vibe.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Durant Studios. If you guys need any, recording done, or
Yeah.
whether it's songs or video, whatever it is. So
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
awesome.
good stuff. But all right, well. Legacy
you,
music,
Alison.
everything. Jamie, thank you so much.
And thank you to Alabama for being such an inspiration on me.
Absolutely. We're wrapping it up for this episode here. So happy to have Jamie O'Neal as our guest. Blessed to have her join us today. And thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Just want to encourage you guys to keep your eyes on the road, keep your heart in the music, and roll on.
You can listen to all the music mentioned on the podcast today by checking out the exclusive Uncharted Alabama Spotify playlist.